You're tuned into Raw Brilliance with Mansa J. We got a live one for y'all today.
Okay.
With, so syncopated beats and stuff, and mixing that with soul music and jazz music, it was really a great education for me. So
that's amazing. Definitely amazing.
I didn't even think it was amazing. I was just doing something. You know what I mean? You gotta move forward. You gotta do something. So that's what I was doing. What I learned is, even though I lived in France and the people didn't speak English, I'm a singer. And like, if you take a lighter, like a red lighter, if you click it, it's gonna have a little flame, right? If you take that same lighter to Germany or France and you click it, it's still gonna have a flame.
Yeah,
so it's still, no matter where you are who you are.
What did you learn, like, the language over there?
I speak French.
Like, fluently? Are you good?
Je m'appelle Chanson OcSong. Je m'appelle OcSong. Je viens du Texas. Je suis une chanteuse de la soul et de jazz musique. Et j'adore tout ce qui est entertainment et tout ce qui est, l'amour.
Oh, you fancy. I don't even know what you said, but it sounds like you prestigious. So.
Yeah, nah. I can speak well enough to get by. If I had to get into a serious political debate with someone, I would be lost, because I have to find certain verbs. But what I learned about speaking other languages is you learn 25 verbs that you use regularly and how to conjugate them. And then you learn some nouns to go with it, then you can pretty much have a conversation to get yourself through the place. So I fake speak a little German.
You fake speak?
Ich spreche Deutsch. Meine Name ist OcSong.
Fake speak German?
I fake speak German, which means I know
So you actually saying words, or you just like...
That's some words. That was yeah. But I can't take it too deep, I can't have a conversation. Same thing in Spanish, same thing in Japanese.
Like, that's like my Spanish is like that. Like, I can hold a very brief conversation. Really, it's just going to be hi and bye, how are you, like the basic simple
This is what I love. When I went to France and I was learning French, the one thing that French people would tell me all the time is that, as an American, you are a bit different. And I would say, why? And they said, because most Americans, when they come here, they're Americans that live in France for 20 years and they don't speak the language. Yeah. And they refuse to.
Don't try and learn it.
They don't try and learn. Yeah. And the thing is I think that in our culture, the way we were raised, or the timing that we have now, we're so influenced by the world, we should embrace the entire world.
Of course.
You know what I mean? We've traded so much that spices and stuff that are in our cabinets, we don't even recognize it as a spice from another culture. It's just part of our culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know, I think music is the same way. So I learned a lot in France. I also learned that I took advantage of music while I was in France, because in France, for anybody to find soul music, for anybody to know who Teddy Pendergrass was, they had to do some album digging, because Teddy Pendergrass is not on the pop charts. He's on the R&B charts.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for us in America. So if you knew who Teddy Pendergrass was in France, then I'm fucking with you, because I think you know music. You looking for it. You know what I mean? And those people would tell me, oh yeah, Teddy Pendergrass, this bass player played with him, but he also played with this singer, and then he played with that singer, and then he played with this singer. And I was like, wow, we don't look at music like that.
Yeah.
We just like Teddy, and then that was it, Love TKO, we hear the song, then we stop right there. But their curiosity as in who wrote the song, who produced the song, they're searched because they don't have access to it like we have access to it.
Yeah, that's like one thing that as Americans, we're very arrogant, we're very like this into ourselves, like it's our way or no way type stuff, and that's a lot of this what's wrong with like a lot that's going on in the country, because the world sees us that way because we really are that way though. And like here, it's like we have our own train of thought and we just focus on our own like situation. So going abroad and you trying to learn their language, you're like, I'm only gonna be here for a little bit, so it's like I can get by off such and such words, but I don't really gotta learn it. But if you come like to America, like we expect you like to speak English, you know. Not all of us, but you know,
Yeah, we do.
The troublemakers and stuff, like they be like, yeah.
But that's the way I grew up. We used to make fun of people who would come from another country
Really?
and speak English. And yeah, we did. I'm from Detroit, okay? So, you know, in Detroit, you know, we had people who came from Greece and they would speak English, or Africans, and we make fun of their accents because we didn't know any better.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, the kids that I went to school with made fun of anybody who could read books and have a conversation about the books that they read.
Yeah, y'all was tough up there, bro.
But you know what? You know what happened? You know what happened is I that's the reason why I wanted to travel, because I was like, there's more people like me in the world than there is not like me, and that instead of trying to succumb to their way of doing it, I want to do it my way. I'm gonna learn my way, and it don't have to be right or wrong or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just different, you know. So now I appreciate people with an accent, because that means they got a brain. They took time to learn another language.
Yeah,
that takes
sure.
time.
I've always been fascinated with other people, so it's like, even though I was a kid and we got foreign exchange students, I'm from a little bitty town, nothing like Detroit, so it was like fascinating to me. Like, we had like a German girl in our school for like 3 years or so. And like, that shit was so fascinating to me. I hardly even talked to her, but when I did, it was like, shit, you ain't from here.
How she ended up in a small town too? That's like,
that's what I was like, you came here out of all the places in America? But she was a foreign exchange student, so I guess like,
the
I don't really know how it worked. I know she came and I guess the family that took her in, somebody else from our town went to their like town or country or whatever, and they like swapped, I guess. And
see, that is beautiful.
Yeah, they signed up for a program or something. So what does Song got going on now, like as far as musically and stuff?
So what I'm doing now is building. I'm making that transition, because I am from the old school, as it were. My first album came out in the 90s. So, you know, now, at the time that my album came out, we still had superstars like Michael Jackson and Prince and Madonna.
The megastars.
You know, megastars. Those days are over, you know? And so now, I'm making that transition from just playing in the clubs and doing concerts and gigging that way to building content. So and you know, I have friends who tell me, you know, Song, you don't even exist online, and I was like, whoa, that's how everything has changed. You got to be online. You got to be on YouTube. You got to be on your podcast. You got to be on your show. So today, that's what I'm doing.
I definitely know you've been trying to get out here and put out as much content as possible with the blog and everything like that.
Yeah, I have the indie blogs, and I'm learning how to shoot my own music videos.
What's the name of it?
It was called the Indie Blogs.
It's called Indie Blogs?
It's called the Indie Blogs. And I talk about, it's really about my experience as an indie artist, but I don't want anybody to think that I'm so conceited that I think everybody wants to know about my story, but just kind of how I'm getting to the next level on this part of my ride, you know. So if I can give some advice and interview some people who can help another indie artist do it, then cool. You know, if I fuck up, which I am, you know, liable to do, you won't have to make the same mistake, because I'll show that too. I'm not hiding nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
And where can the people find your blog at?
Well, you can find it on YouTube. I am OcSong, so it's OcSong The Soul Singer. So if you type in OcSong The Soul Singer, my YouTube channel will come up. Okay. And the vlogs, the music videos are there, and and I'm adding more.
Adding more daily, huh?
I'm adding more.
And we definitely gonna be shooting some videos soon.
Yeah,
too.
let's go, man. Let's go.
For sure.
Let's go.
We gonna get it popping. But I just wanted to introduce you to the people, you know, because you are, even though you don't want to be officially a part because you're still trying to learn and stuff.
I'm still learning.
I still consider you like family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We are fam though. That's what's for real. That part is for real. I love this. I love collaborating and learning from other people. So
yeah, for sure. Same here. That's
what's up.